I'm Brian Van from SportBikeTrackGear.com, and today we're going to do a video review on the all-new Arai Defiant full-face helmet. The first thing you're going to notice is that bold new look from the front, and largely due to that new chin vent that they've put down there. This helmet shares a lot of the features with the very successful RXQ, which also shares a lot of technology with the Corsair V. Okay, so there's a lot of crossover stuff that they use in their helmet line now, and that just helps them arrive to a better product. Let's talk about weight and sizing. Snell 2010 certified, size large on our digital shipping scale, 3.8 pounds. That's exactly where I would expect it to land for a Snell 2010 certified helmet. Interior shape is intermediate oval. What does that mean? That means it is going to fit the overwhelming majority of its 90+% spot on. There's a little tunability included with the interior of this helmet. We'll show you that as we move on. It runs consistent with most common helmets out there. Use their size chart. It's a good asset. I'm a medium in most common helmets. This, and I have had the opportunity to try medium on, fit me perfectly. It felt really good, and that's one of the things that we all look for with the Arai line. They specialize in the different head forms, which is nice. The intermediate oval is certainly the most popular, and this thing felt great. It was money without a doubt. Let's give you a nice 360, and then we'll talk some features and benefits. I personally really like the style. You know, they kind of build this as being directed towards like a naked bike. The reality is a good helmet works well on pretty much any style motorcycle, in my opinion. And trust me when I tell you, I've tried them all. So don't let that deter you. If you're riding a sport bike full fairing and you want this helmet, buy it. You're going to love it. It's going to work great. I've ridden in the RXQ on my race bike on the racetrack, and it performed admirably. I expect nothing but the same out of this one. Features and benefits that are new to this one. It comes with that Max Vision pin lock shield from Arai. What that means is the pin lock insert, it's like a dual pane shield, think of it like that. The pin lock insert is going to cover the entire viewing area. Remember, this shield's also wider, more peripheral vision than previous generation Arai helmets. They've widened it up, got a good field of vision, top to bottom. Peripheral is very strong. With that pin lock insert, which is included, pin lock shield and insert are included with this helmet, fog-free performance, which is nice because in a high-end helmet like this, you should have that, and it is very effective. Ventilation, all new chin vent, 2 steps. Step 1 opens just the top. Step 2 opens everything. Downforce creating spoiler here. It just makes the helmet more stable at speed, right? They've learned a lot racing. Every year they evolve their product a little bit, and that's where these kind of features come from. Pull down chin curtain helps to calm and quiet the wind in that area. Up or down, easy to actuate. Brand new vents on the top. They're large, they have really high quality feel to them, and they seal up better than previous generation vents. So when they're closed, the helmet will be even quieter. Of course, other ventilation is managed through the shield, and this is the stuff that basically kind of gets you on the temples, helps to cool that artery in there, really work to keep you cooler when you're riding. We have the spoiler on the back of the helmet that also acts as the ventilation, the exhaust vent, on or off, multi-stage. Venturi effect vents here. Exhaust vent back here in the neck roll. Interior, this is a brand new feature, and I think this is really trick. All the fabric that is downward facing is such that it really repels water. They learned from the MotoGP riders, right, that by putting that fabric there when they were riding in wet races, it kept the helmet dry inside, so the helmet wouldn't absorb a ton of water and become heavier. They decided to add this to the street helmets. For those of us that will ride regardless of weather, right? Race regardless of weather. This is a really cool feature because it can make the difference between an uncomfortable ride and a more comfortable ride. We have emergency release cheek pads. Easy to access, easy to actuate. We'll show you that as we move forward in the video. Removable neck roll, removable top pad, of course removable cheek pads, and we'll kind of show you how you can adjust those as well. the shield, the Arai shield. It seems like there's always been a great mystery that surrounds how do I replace my Arai shield. We still have customers that come in. They'll just bring the helmet in and their tinted shield and ask us to change it. We're happy to do it. Once again, let's cover what it takes to do that. And I got to tell you, I think they've refined this mechanism a little bit over the last few years too, because this one is really smooth. Let's first get it all the way in the upward position. Please note, this helmet does have a shield lock down here, right? That's locked, that's unlocked. Pull it all the way in the up position. You're going to see when you do that, these actuator arms pop out from behind the side plates. Go ahead and grab that. There's a little arrow that denotes pull it up, and you can hear that real positive click. Same on the other side. Once you've heard both sides click, grab the shield, and in a confident fashion, pull it off the helmet, okay? Let's look at the cutouts on the helmet shield here. There is a pivot post that is in between the shell of the helmet and that exterior side plate that this needs to rest on. Before we do that, let's see if Josh can get a good look at the shield. It's actually dished out where that pin lock insert goes on the inside of the shield. Once the pin lock insert is installed, it's nice and flush here with the shield. They've done a great job, and like I said, pin lock is the pinnacle of fog-free treatments. To reinstall the shield, right? Once again, kind of in the upward position here, you want to slide this between the side plate and the shell of the helmet, kind of work it in there at the top, and you'll feel it engage with that post. Repeat the process here on the other side. And then what I like to do is I like to have the helmet on a table. I'm going to push back and down at the same time. I'm going to close the shield and then raise it up. To remove it, grab each lever. You'll hear it disengage. Off it comes like that. So end of the day, it's really pretty easy. You can always use this video for reference if you feel the need to do so. Helmet interior removable and tunability. To pull the cheek pads out, we're just going to go ahead and take advantage of the emergency release system they have here. It works well. Pull just like that. Out it comes. High-end fabrics, moisture wicking, comfortable. The water resistant stuff, very cool. Remove the other one, same fashion. Out it comes. Top pad, we have 4 snaps. There are 2 snaps in the back. Right now I've got my thumb in between the helmet EPS and the liner to disengage the snap. I'm going to do that for the 2 in the front as well. And there is our top pad. Neck roll. To remove the neck roll, the first thing we need to do, there's a tongue here that slides in between the chin EPS and the shell of the helmet. We're going to disengage that on each side. And then we have 3 clips here, center, and here. You need to get in here, get a hold of these, depress them, give them a little tug, out it comes. And I find too that if you kind of rotate it a little bit, they'll disengage pretty easily. And there is your removable neck roll. These pieces are all very high-end. They'll tolerate being removed and reinstalled without an issue. Use a little bit of care when you do that. Probably a little less aggressive than you would approach the shield. Maybe aggressive is not a great word. Confident, how about that? Let's have a look at the EPS inside the helmet. What you're going to see here is you'll hopefully be able to see a couple of the ventilation holes that are in the EPS. And you're also going to notice that there's some fabric glued on the EPS in different spots. Some of the EPS is painted. Number one, that's a sign of quality when they're really finishing the EPS like that. It can also be done for different reasons too, to help kind of calm some of the air that'll be flowing in the helmet, keep it a little bit quieter inside. The chin straps are removable as well. There's just a plastic tab on the top that you have to disengage, and they slide right off like so. We'll leave the other one on because the one with the double D ring, it is a little more difficult to get back over, so we're just going to pull the one off for today. Tunability with the cheek pads. It's got a 5mm peel away layer. What I would suggest to anyone before you do any of that, right? Ride in it the way it is and give the helmet the opportunity to break in. Especially with Arai helmets, the EPS is multi-density. It's, as you get closer to the head, it's softer, right? And it will break into you. I mean, I've had them where you feel a little bit. these helmets do break in really well. So before you fiddle with the adjustments on the pads, give it a chance to break in. Another great tip with an Arai helmet or any high-end helmet is don't ever let anyone borrow it or even try it on. Every time somebody sticks their head in it, right, it can have an effect on it. If you spent all the time to break it in for yourself, you know what? Leave it alone. Don't let your buddy try it, especially if your buddy normally wears a large but you've got a medium. The minute he pulls that thing over, it can influence the fit of your high-end helmet, and you really don't want to do that. So what I suggest is don't let anybody touch your lid. It's yours. The cheek pad, if you want to adjust it, go ahead and pull the cover back like so, and you can see all the different foam they have in play here. You've got EPS backing. You're able to remove and wash these covers if you choose to do so. But you see this thin layer right here, this 5mm layer? You can pull that off. It's just lightly glued on, right? See, light adhesive, and open it up a little bit more inside with the cheek pads. Before you do that, please give the helmet an opportunity to break in, right? Because odds are you'll probably be pretty good if you give it the right opportunity to break in. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to pull those pieces and then the helmet breaks in on you a little bit and now the thing's too big. So be patient, give it an opportunity on its own to break in. I don't see it called out on the catalog, and these appear to be a little thicker, than what I see there on the cheek pads, right? There are some layers that on the top pad, especially here, side of the head, that look like they could be peeled away if you chose to do that, right? Once again, be very patient. Give the helmet an opportunity to break in before you make any adjustments. All these pieces are available for replacement. We have this stuff all on the site too. So if you do feel that you need some thicker or thinner cheek pads, top pad, all that, we're here to help you do that. If you ever have any questions, remember, get a hold of our team. They're the best in the business. They'll talk you through it, walk you through it, get you whatever you need to keep you riding. I'm Brian Van, sportbiketrackgear.com. This is the all-new Arai Defiant full-face motorcycle helmet.